there's two things. This map is kind of rough, because this map is very open on the point. It's very hard to keep your illusions concealed. Like, if you want to make sure your illusion is always healing somebody, then it's very hard to do that without them getting killed. That's why on this map it's so important that I focus entirely on healing the tanks. If I put an illusion for one of the carries, then it's not healing anybody. Like, if I put an illusion up here, where I am now, like you can see already, like the first thing I do is place an illusion down here by the point. I'm not placing this for anybody in particular. All I'm doing is that when we go to point, like all we're doing here is we're pushing them on the right side. We're stopping them from wrapping around us, and then I'm going to point. So I'm putting this illusion preemptively on point. Are we really rip again? We're not rip again. What the fuck are you talking about? I haven't dropped any frames. It's on your side, bro. So all I'm doing here is I'm putting an illusion for myself here, essentially. Like, if anyone goes through mid, they'll get some heals. It's something for the enemy team to shoot, right? They see the illusion. If they're not shooting at us, if they're not shooting at us, right, then they can shoot this illusion and they're wasting time. Like, you see Shippa back here. Shippa's chilling over here. He's looking for someone to shoot, while Theo pushes the right side and Bonka pushes the right side. So now Shippa on Shaolin has a choice. He can shoot Lazy, which is a relatively hard champion to hit. He can shoot Lemmy, who's going to be going behind these crates and coming and helping us. Or he can shoot this illusion. If he spends time shooting my illusion, he can kill it. It's going to take him 2 shots, but he can kill it. But then the second that Theo comes around this corner, he's not going to be ready to shoot him. All he can do is pop his Q. He can't get a shot and then a Q, or a stun and then a Q. So it's just like, it's pulling some attention. You can look at the illusion if they want. You can see Eevee's already shooting at the illusion. It's just like, I might as well put it there. It's going to be off cooldown by the time I actually need the illusion for the tanks over here. So that's all that illusion is there for. And that's kind of the theme of this whole point. Since it's so open, all I have to do is put illusions around here. Like, I can put one here in this little cubby. This is a good spot. So obviously they can't shoot it from their high ground. Or if they're wrapping around us, I can just put it in this cubby. Or I can put it behind the boxes. Normally I wouldn't put it around the box. If I'm putting an illusion behind the box, it's for myself. Like, that's generally like the idea, right? If I'm putting an illusion behind a wall, or like behind the boxes, or if I put one down here, then it's always for myself. That's me saying, I need to stay alive, I'm putting an illusion for myself, and I'm just going to peek the corner. If I put the illusion here, behind this box, I can stand here out in the open and I can take damage and it's fine. Especially since they didn't really have cauterized. Like, they only had cauterized 1 and... Or no, yeah, they only had a cauterized 1 at this point. So I can just stand out in the open. So what I'll do, if I'm standing here, and just trying to keep people alive on the point and try to just do some damage, then I'm putting one behind the box for myself, and then I'm putting one just on point. And then the second this one on behind the box dies, I'll just put one behind this wall or behind the box again, or I'll just put another one out in the open. It just depends on how much damage my team's taking. So at the start of the fight, all that's really happening right now is we're pushing right side, we're stopping them from pushing. See, let's slow this down. I'm going straight to point. I'm going with Bonker. My tank. Like, for me, this point is just about Theo's running off doing his own thing. I'm standing with Bonker so I can stay alive. And now that Bonker gets hooked, I ult, I keep both the tanks alive, and then I just cap. I think Theo dies here, but my job here is just try to heal him as much as possible. I have an illusion there for him, I have the ult, that's all I could really do. Him dying was his poor positioning. Had nothing to do with my positioning, had nothing to do with my illusions. It was just Theo went way too deep. So now again, where am I? Oh yeah, this was actually really awkward. I ulted and then I TP'd to it and I ended up behind him and then I got a double kill or some shit, so it was kind of awkward. This is uncharacteristic for normal Ying plays. This is very uncharacteristic of me being in a really bad position. But it's like nothing I can do about it. I swapped to get out of danger and I happened to swap to one of my ults. There's nothing I can do about it. It's just like, it's gonna happen. Yeah, now we end up at the point. This is like retake time. This is Theo coming back. Snake has been on point, free capping. So my job now is just, okay, Theo's back. He's gonna push the snake. I get back on point. And I just put illusions for Theo. if Theo chases the snake and goes too deep, then I'm just staying on point. If he wants heals, he has to come back to me. I can't chase him. I have to just have point pressure, so they're forced to come on point eventually. That's my job, especially on Fish Market, where it's just like we have to cap when we have the chance. Because if we're not capping when we have the chance, they're going to get positions and they're going to shoot us the second we get on point. So all I'm doing here is putting illusions, standing on point. I put some illusions for Lemonade in case he happens to be able to get out, but he couldn't. Now it's just me zoning, basically. Bonker's on point now, I can leave. I get better position. And you see, now I can just kind of stand back here, right? Now I can just do whatever I want. Now I have the position. Fortunately, Bonker took a lot of damage. But I can just do whatever I want once Bonker is on point. So I back up, I come back here, put 2 illusions just on the point. As you can see, both are healing Bonker, and if Bonker was full HP, they'd both be healing Theo. So now we just kind of back up. We chill. Bonker gets fucked on. I think I keep him alive here, actually, though. I'm not sure what actually happened here. So yeah, now this is literally just like me putting illusion for Bonker, trying to keep him alive. Because yeah, I put one there. One's turning around to try to help him. Got some body blocks going on. And then again, it's like the buck dies, so all I have to do is just provide point pressure. Again, you can see like I'm positioned near the point, so I can always spam my illusions. I can always put illusions, put heals, and then my job is just to stay back here. This is my general area. If we have people on point, I'm standing around here. If we don't have people on point, then obviously I'm on point. Yeah, you can see again, like this illusion. This one, it sort of heals me when I'm back in this area. And there's one for the point. Always. There's always one behind a wall. And then one to heal myself. And at this point we've already capped, so it's like I'm just putting illusions to make sure everyone's full HP. Yeah, if you hold F, you can choose which illusion you want to swap with. Otherwise you're going to swap to the one that's furthest away from you. You either swap at the one you're looking at, or you swap at the one that's furthest away from you. So again, this is like the same as last point, right? Like, teams fighting people, drawing their attention, and I'm just pushing in the meanwhile. Put some illusions around the corner. So here, if someone's fighting here, this is the general, like you see Bonker's position here. This is where he wants to be. He wants to fight here. And then when he gets low, he just backs off and he comes to this illusion here. So this is just the general idea. Like, I'm just going to push for free. I'm going to go as far up as I can while I'm still pushing and place illusions. So what I could have done here probably, could have come in here to where this illusion is standing. I would still be pushing the cart then. And I could have put an illusion here. So that way, and like both Theo and Bonker could have gotten heals and they could have been more aggressive. It's a bit of a mistake on my part. I could have come up here, put an illusion further up. But either way, the illusion's more of they're falling back and they need heals. Because if they're being aggressive, like if Bonker is being aggressive like he is now, then generally speaking, he doesn't need as much healing. It's more when he's starting to fall back. When he's taking damage, he'll use his advance and get back. And at which point he needs more heals. Again, if I had put an illusion here, they would all be getting heals now. And here's back to like the standard thing. I put an illusion here on the wall. No one's going to be able to shoot this. This is just for myself or if anyone's falling back. And then when I get more aggressive, I can put one further up. So Ying is definitely like, more so than Snake, Ying is like point pressure. She's kind of like what Barrack used to be, where I'm just going to stand on point and I'm going to force you to eventually go to point. And at this point, this choke is kind of awkward. Like all I'm going to do is just put illusions around the wall, like right around the corner there. That's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to put illusions there so that if anyone takes damage, they can back up. You can see, like no one can shoot these from where they're standing and poking. They have to come all the way around the corner if they want to try to kill the illusions. And again, like the second they start pushing, I just back up. I should always be the back line. I'm just kind of chilling in the back, making sure everyone has heals, doing damage when I can pretty much. This was a kind of a mistake on me and Theo's part. I called for Theo to just back up. Really what Theo should have done here, since we had people that died, he should have just died immediately. And that's what he was going to do, but I thought I could keep him alive, so I told him to just keep backing up. This was a mistake on my part, which is why you're going to see bad positioning from both me and Theo. I thought we could survive it. We couldn't. I had some awkward teleports. Did I survive this? No, they jumped me, I think. So this is just like a reset. This is a failed reset. We're trying to reset as quick as possible so that we can go back to pushing and not waste so much time, not give them credits, stuff like that. And we kind of failed that miserably. Like, people are just dying over and over again, and then I think Lazy dies over in the corner somewhere. Yeah, Lazy gets greedy here. He goes in the corner, and there's fucking 5 people waiting for him pretty much. Skip this. Blah, blah, blah. People dying, not resetting properly. Same old, same old. More people dying when we shouldn't be dying. And now we finally reset properly. All the way back in our base. Now we reset properly and we go, okay, let's push. So again, illusion around the corner for myself. And as we push, I just place illusions wherever we're going. Everyone's going to walk past the illusion. Everyone gets healed up a bit. Put another one down here for Thiel. We just keep pushing in. Now that we actually confront them, see, instead of being in the front, I start backing up. More in the back line. Let Thiel and Bonker push. I'm just staying by the cart and chilling.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
I think we actually converted this one, yeah. Yeah, this is the one we converted, I think. Yeah, my job here again is just like I'm placing illusions around the corner, trying to make it so they're in a spot where they're healing people, but not actually taking damage. You see here, this illusion here, this is a good illusion. Because this is going to heal everybody, right? Lazy's going to go up in the air. He's going to be in this general area. And he's always going to be able to heal someone when he's in this area. Like, my illusion's always going to be healing him when he's in this area. This is where he's flying, generally. So I'm going to place an illusion there. They can't hit it because of the hill. Right? Someone that's here can hit it. But no one that's here is going to be standing and shooting an illusion. And anyone that's way back here, like, my main threat for the illusions is Shippa sending a random shot and hitting the illusion. That's what's going to kill it in most cases. And he can't do that when he's back here. There's nowhere he could stand. The only place he could stand if he wanted to kill the illusion would be on the far right, really. If he's standing here and wasting time shooting an illusion, then he's not really doing his job. How many times did you shadow this match? Probably not that much. Probably not that much.
Enemy rampage.
Yeah, again, this is just like me standing in the back, right? Bonker's pushing for free. I don't have to do anything right now. All I have to do is try to keep everyone alive. At that point where I ulted, Lemmy and Thiel were behind the wall here. They were both in here. You see where these spawned? One was standing here, one was standing here. So I ult here because I know that I have to stay close to Bonker. I have to keep him alive. He's my main priority at this point. He's on the cart. He's the one that's going to make sure that we actually push it in. So all my healing is going towards him. So instead, I just use my ult to heal Thiel around the wall. Since I know I can't place any illusions for him, I can't go over there. So I place an ult there. Just to try to keep them alive, sustain Thiel a bit. And then again, I just focus on, like, keeping Bonker alive. You can see my illusion placement. It's just, I can be super greedy now. Like, when we're in this close in overtime, and I can just put my illusions on, like, right on point. Because there's no way in time they have, there's no way in hell they have time to kill my illusions. No one's going to be shooting my illusions. They're so stressed about the payload that I can just put them right on top of the payload. Just to get maximum heal value out of it. Yeah, general rule is never shatter. I wouldn't recommend it. And again, you can see my positioning here. I'm like all the way in the back. I don't have to do anything. I just have to, as long as I'm in range to shoot people coming to the point, then I'm good. I just have to place my illusions, make sure everyone's getting heals. Again, I can just put them out in the open like this, because no one's going to shoot them in overtime. Like, they have to focus on killing people, otherwise they're going to lose the point. So I can just put my illusions wherever I want. You put this on YouTube? Yeah, I'll put it on YouTube later. Don't worry about it. I'm probably not going to put this one on YouTube, honestly, because of the fucking... Actually, it should be fine, because I was recording at the same time. We'll see. I'll try to figure it out. If your illusions are expiring, you have a bad build.
Point spawning in 15.
Yeah, you should probably be using Carry On. I'll try to put this on YouTube. We'll see, because the stream died and stuff. It was a bit janky. Yeah, I'll see what I can do. Alright, so we're doing like the same thing here, right? This is going to be the exact same scenario, where the tanks push really hard right. I didn't have Master Riding, so I'm a bit behind. So again, all I'm going to do is like... I'm going to either... Since they were so far ahead, I didn't have time to place an illusion in mid. Instead, I just place one here behind them. They're both getting heals if they get poked. They can fall back, like Theo did right now. He starts falling back. And I just go straight to point. put an illusion on point, make sure that if anyone falls back, they have heals. And this is just my job right now. All I have to do now is just stand on point. Like, I can't heal Lazy. Again, this is like Lazy's issue. He was over here. This is kind of meh positioning. He was keeping people busy, but I couldn't heal him there. And that's something that a lot of teams struggle with, especially in casual and stuff. It's going to happen a lot. And I can't help the tanks either. They're also in a really bad position. Like, they went way too deep. They got greedy for the Makoa. I can't help them there. So again, like, I'm just putting illusions on point. I can't help them. My illusions don't go far enough to actually help there. All I can do is have 2 illusions up and ready for when they eventually fall back to point. Now, since Bonker died, we have to kind of reset. Everyone's dying, right? So I get off point. I start kind of kiting backwards a bit. I don't want to be on point because they outnumber us. Theo probably shouldn't have been on point either. He got greedy there and chased kills. So my whole job here is I just want to be here. Eventually they're going to have to shoot here. Like, they're going to have to deal with me eventually, right? All I have to do is just stand here, be annoying. I think I die here probably. Yeah, I died. So, like, that wasn't really my bad on that one. All I was doing was I was standing on point. Once we start losing the fight, I start backing up towards here, where I can't take, like, they can't shoot me here, right? They have to be on point if they want to shoot me. And if they're on point, then I can just come around this corner. Like, that's my job there. I don't have to do anything at all. All I do is stand on point, heal the tanks. If the tanks are too deep, like they were that time, like they got snake ulted over here, there's nothing I can do about it. They should have known I didn't have ult. I said I didn't have ult. That's their poor positioning. They went too ham. They were playing into them, which we're not supposed to do with a Ying. Ying is more of a defensive healer. Like, I'm just gonna stand on point. I'm gonna put illusions. Like, if I want to, I could put an illusion up here. But generally speaking, I want to be capping as much as possible. Like, if they're wasting their time like that, if Theo and Bonker go up so deep and they're all wasting time shooting them, the only thing I can do is try to get as much cap as possible. That's the goal. While they're wasting their time, I just try to cap as much as possible. And if they played it correctly, then they would have disengaged. Like, as they start taking damage, they would have realized, okay, we have a Ying. We can't push up here this far because we don't have a Ying ult. We don't have anything to keep us alive. So they should have disengaged a lot sooner. They should have started backing up towards the point, and then we would have been fine. But since they died up there, then it just completely ruins our zoning and it completely ruins our like positioning. So it ends up in just them like snowballing the fight basically. Like, there's nothing we can do about it. And then from there on out, I think it's just like poor positioning. Like, Lazy gets caught out here. Maybe he doesn't. Never mind, I'm back there, so. Yeah, this is just poor. This isn't even positioning. This is just like people aren't resetting properly. Like, the fact that Lemonade died there just means we have to wait another 6 seconds before we go in. And then Lazy died, so we have to wait another 6 seconds before we can really go in, or like 10 seconds even. And then all Theo's doing now is just trying to buy time. He's just trying to get on point. Once he gets on point, this is more like the tank positioning. All Theo is doing right now, he's going to point. They have to go back and fight the point because he'll outduel their healer, right? If it's just a Fernando versus Snake on point, the Fernando's going to win it eventually. So he goes to point, makes Elven Path and Peridot come back so that everyone else can get in, right? Since we got zoned out, he goes to point, he pulls everyone back so that we can get in, we can get good positions. And then I just pop my ult so I can try to keep Theo alive. That was my entire ult right there. It's just, I'm just trying to keep Theo alive. Keep him alive as long as possible so that he can get heals. Now it's just tanks on point. I'm trying to sit in the back, stay alive. In this case, my positioning is a bit weird here. The only reason I'm over here is because I got hooked and I teleported. Normally I wouldn't be here, but I came in here when Theo was on point. I came in here. I was here. I popped my ult and walked in a bit. And then I got hooked, and then I teleported to the point. And then the only safe way for me to go was this way, and I killed the snake, luckily. So it was a good trade. But normally I wouldn't be in this position. But now since I'm already here, now it's just I stay here. Only thing I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna stay here, try to illusion. And if I'm feeling like it's safe, then I'll try to come over here to this middle spot. Like, this is the safest spot for a Ying, pretty much. If we're having a point fight, actually for any healer really, this is the best place I can be. I can be here. I'm not taking any fire from like Shippa, who's standing up there. It's very hard for an Eevee to blink me. I'm like, if Buck's gonna jump me, he has to commit really hard, and he has nowhere to go after that. So that's kind of where I want to go. You can see, like, already I'm trying to make the move, coming over here.
Double kill. Overtime.
At this point, it's like I have to get on point because we have overtime. I have to get on point, and there's like nothing I can do about it. I'm just trying to buy time, right? I'm trying to buy time for Lemmy to get that kill. I'm trying to buy time for Lazy to get his ult off.
Killing spree.
And unfortunately, I died there. If I'd stayed alive, the point might have been different. We might have been able to get it, but probably not. And then again, it's just like Lemmy getting on point, trying to buy overtime. Alright, we'll take the chance to do some defense positioning, I guess.
Stop the payload.
So again, this is just like, everyone's resetting. Everyone's making sure that they stay alive, don't take too much poke. Especially since I was dead. We're just setting up for a defense. Alright. So now, with this choke, every team plays this choke a bit differently. But generally speaking, you don't want to hold them here. This is a inconsistent place to hold them. You're much better off holding them around this corner. Here you can hold them from forever pretty much. This is why this map has poor map design. Because this choke you can just hold forever. Like there's no angles. Only place they can stand. Like you can see their positioning. Sheepa's standing up here, holding an angle, right? Very hard for us to kill him here, but at the same time he can't do much from here either. He's just standing here trying to poke as much as possible, but all the poke is just getting healed up because I have 2 illusions around the corner here. All I'm going to do is have 2 illusions right here, and everyone that takes poke, we just stand in a line, right? We can just stand in a line, take all the poke, and they're all going to get healed. So the only option they have is to just push through here, like full force through here, or they can try to sneak around here. No one can sneak around here because we're always going to have a vision on it. I'm always going to be standing in the same spot on this defense. Like, if they get to this choke, then all I'm going to do is I'm going to stand right here, and I'm just going to spam illusions in that corner, and I'm going to see if anyone tries to come there, right? The second someone shoots from over there, like Sheepa, for instance, now. This is what I'm calling, oh, Sheepa's on the left side, you should push him. Like, it's a pretty basic call. Like, he's just over there doing whatever he wants right now. And so all we have to do is punish that, and they're fucked. So you can see here, now people start pushing over the left side. Make sure we're punishing the one person for being over here. Now they have to reset, essentially. Let me win a bit deep there, but it's fine. We had the main advantage. And this is just what we do now. We wipe them. They're going to have to reset. They kind of misplayed this. They didn't reset properly. Like, they died pretty late. Elven Path died late. Now they have to wait even longer for a reset. So since we held them at the choke, now we want to get positions. This is generally how it is on all maps. But when you wipe someone, you don't actually have to stay on the payload, right? Payload is going to push back automatically. Like, if there's no one from the enemy team on it, it's going to push back automatically. And it can't go anywhere. So all we have to do is we just have to push up, and we have to zone them entirely. Like, we don't even let them get back to payload. That's the goal here. We can just stop them entirely from getting to the payload. So all I'm going to do here, my goal here, is to just be backup, right? They can do whatever they want. My team can do whatever they want. Lazy can try to go ham, get a pick. Theo can go too deep, whatever it is. My goal is to just be the backup. I'm always behind them. Wherever they decide to go, whether it's a good call or a bad call, my goal is to just stay with them, try to keep them alive, so that if they make a bad call, I can keep them alive and we can back up together. So I'm just going to come out here to Theo and Lazy, try to keep them alive pretty much.
Enemy killing spree.
I put an illusion down here, they can heal up. I tell Lazy that there's a heal on him, so he stands there and heals. Lemmy's kind of in a so-so position, so I have to jump down and help him. And then now we say, okay, they're all respawned. We don't have very good angles here, so we're just going to back up and we're going to hold closer to the payload. As I said before, this is a much worse chokehold. Like, this is a much worse choke than holding back here. Because here they can come from this side, they can stand on here and poke us. They can come from mid, they can poke us through mid. They can come from right side. As you can see, like, Bugsy's ready. He's ready to come around from the angle. And this is a much, I don't want to say, it's just a much more difficult point to hold. It's much more difficult because they can actually get behind us here, right? Bugsy can come from here. Like, Bugsy can get all the way here without being seen. Same with Peridot. They can come all the way over here without even being seen. So if you suddenly have people coming from behind like this, then it's much harder to hold, because now I'm actually at risk. I can't just spam illusions and be kind of careless. I have to actually watch on the flank and stuff. So this is generally a much worse position to hold. But at the same time, we have the Drogos, we got a Cassie, so we can like poke them before they even get to us. You can see like Bugsy already has like an angle on us. It's so much harder. Just taking like shots from Bugsy or from Peridot, who are just standing there. You can see already like Theo's getting low, Bonker gets hooked. Like this is the kind of stuff. This is the kind of stuff that happens. So now it's like it's so much easier to just break this hold, because it's not a good place to actually hold them in the choke there. So I think eventually Bonker dies here. Like my job here is again just I'm gonna sit back here and I'm gonna just try to heal Bonker. Like my job right now is I keep Bonker alive as long as possible. So I'm just gonna put 2 illusions right here. I already have 2 really nearby, but I'm just gonna put another one here, and I'm just gonna have them spam heal him, trying to keep him alive. Which works to some degree. He does eventually die though, I think. You see, like I have 2 illusions right in front of him, because they're super greedy now for the ruckus. They really want to kill this ruckus. All I have to do is put illusions here. No one's gonna kill the illusions, because they're so focused on killing Bonker. I don't have to put them behind a wall or anything. But again, it's like this choke is much more difficult to hold. It's just a difficult area. There's so many angles. But yeah, since we both went a man down, I think. Yeah, Burrito died. Theo got hooked, unfortunately. Nothing he can really do about it. But Lazy came around and cleaned up. And so now Lazy's going ham. So I was like, okay, well now my job is to try to keep Lazy alive. I push up to try to put him in illusion. He dies. I go, nope, fuck that, and back up again. This is the point where you go, okay, they have a man advantage now. Now we have to reset. Now we just have to run if we can. I put illusions, try to keep Lemonade alive. And I think we managed to get out of this fine. And so now again, we're back to this choke. This is the better choke for us anyways. Do illusions heal through wall? No, they don't. Illusions don't heal through wall. They can only heal things that they can actually target, visually target. So again, it's like, for me, I just put them around the wall. They can't really shoot them. The only person that can really shoot them is Sheepa, who's over there, which he's not going to spend time shooting them anyways. Or if EB blinks, which again, not going to spend time on that. So my position again, I'm just on the far angle. The reason I'm standing over here is because I knew there were people over here. I just want to be ready to turn around and help if possible. And I can also have a good overview of the fight. Like I can see pretty much everything that's going on from here. If I get hooked, it's no big deal. Like I can just teleport out. I'm not going to die from it. And at this point, like they're already so low. We've already pretty much won this fight, so now we can start pushing up on them. You see Lemmy goes in, Lazy goes in, we just push them back. And then me and Bonker just try to deal with the Makoa basically. And again, I can just keep the same positioning the whole time. I don't have to do anything. All I have to do is kill anyone that jumps like that. Peridot jumps in, I'm in a good position to kill him. Besides that, I'm just placing illusions over and over again. And at this point, this fight's already won, right? Gara's just trying to like get his ult or whatever, like just do what he can basically. Same with Bugsy there. Just trying to buy time, but they're already given up at that point. Alright, let's fast forward to point. I imagine it's probably going to be the exact same thing. We all go right, we stop them from wrapping all the way around, and then I go to point.
Point spawning in 15 seconds.
Alright, so again, we get the Cassie Scout, we see where they are. Tanks push on the right side. We dismount Makoa. Makoa had Master Riding. He had Master Riding 2, so he wanted to come around, look for a quick hook on someone. So all I'm doing now, again, I put Illusion in the same spot. I'm keeping them alive. Like, if they have to disengage, they can back up, like Theo's doing. And meanwhile, I'm on point, right? I can place an Illusion down here, heals everyone up, and then I pop my ult, right? Lazy got the pick, he got a kill. So my job there is I ult, everyone's really spread out, I ult, try to keep people alive. Bonker unfortunately dies because he was around the wall. But yeah, again, this is just like, I'm going to be on point. Now we got teammates on point. I can start backing up now. I come back to my default spot. Although they left the point. I would have come back to my default spot, but since Theo left the point, I stay on point. Put an illusion for myself here on point. Then I just chill, I guess. Try to not die. I think I did die though. Oh no, I got saved. Yeah, I remember that. I got saved because Bugsy body blocked the illusion. This is actually a really cheeky play. So they were in the back there, and Theo actually body blocked the whole shell implanted for me, keep me alive. Again, you can see I put an illusion behind the wall, heal myself up. If Theo needs heals, he can back up like he is now. And then I just get back here so I can start placing illusions for the other people and also pressure the point a bit. And again, now, Lazy gets a kill, so the first thing I do is just straight to point, right? We got a kill. We're winning the fight already. I just go to point. Keep a good overview of the fight. I don't have to stand on point because other people are. I can just stand right here, place my illusions, put one on point for the tanks. I'll probably put another in the same spot. And now my positioning is best back here. I know that Bugsy's on our side, I know that Paladin's on our side, so I can just stand back here. I'm just staying safe. It's the same spot as I was on the other side. I'm just standing over here. So I'm just standing on their side because the threats to me were on their side. And now Theo's low, so I get on point. I have no reason not to stand on point. Again, 2 illusions on point. There's no pressure on me right now, so I'll just put them on point. And then, now that they're coming back, I should really put one here in the corner or behind the box. Either is fine. I think that might be one of the only times I actually shattered. I think I shattered there. Maybe not. I shattered a couple times, I think, when they got on point like that. Here, pop my ult for Lazy. I might as well pop it. The round is ending. Just get some general heals so they can't really engage on us. Like the idea there with that ult, it's not a particularly good ult because I still had Theo was still in base. Bonker was back here, so one of the ults is going to spawn back here. It's not a good ult, but you can see like I still have one there, I still have one there, and I have one over here where Lazy was. So all it's doing, right, I pop my ult and they go, oh, there's a Ying ult, and it's just like, it's not demoralizing, but it just makes it like, it makes it so much harder for them to engage because they're going, oh, there's a Ying ult, I don't know who to kill. Do we kill the Ying? Do we kill the Ruckus? Oh, we can't kill the Ruckus because we don't have any cauterizes or we don't have enough cauterized and there's a Ying ult. And it's just like, it causes confusion, right? It causes like, what do we do? What's the plan here? And it will make people think differently, right? Like Bugsy might go, oh, well, I don't have cauterize, so I'm not going to bother killing anyone. I just have to kill the Ying. Whereas Paladin goes, I have cauterize, so I can just kill them through the ult. Like, it doesn't matter if they have a Ying ult, I'll just kill them anyways. So it causes them to think differently. So it's not a good ult, just like speaking about healing, but you might as well. It's the end of the round anyways, so pop it, make it harder for them to initiate the fight, and you can see like no one's taking any damage at this point. Like they can't really do anything about it, and that's the end of the game, I think. So yeah, that's general. This map is a bit different for Ying than other maps might be, but again, you can see like the general idea, right? I'm standing behind the point. I'm doing whatever the fuck I want. Like, if my team is pushing, I'm standing on point. If my team is not pushing, if my team's not pushing and standing on point, then I stand behind the point. And that's how it is with pretty much any healer. It varies a bit from map to map. Like if you take Fish Market, I still have to be close to the point because I have to put my illusions close to the point, and no matter what, I'm gonna end up standing out. I have to stand out in the open pretty much. Like if I want to do any damage, any healing, I have to stand out in the open. So I have to put an illusion behind a wall, behind a box, and then put another one for the tanks. And then, if you want to watch the game, by the way, you have the match ID here. If you want to watch the game. I don't know if you can actually read that, but that's the match ID if you want to watch the game yourself and look through it a bit. I would recommend doing that. If you want some insight on specific, like maybe you want to see the Drogo's positioning or their Buck's positioning, then you can go and inspect it yourself. Would recommend doing that. It helps quite a bit, I think. So yeah, in this game I got a lot of healing. You can see like I have the most objective time on the team, even though we have a Ruckus and a Fernando. I still have the most objective time because they're pushing. They're doing their own thing, whether it's flanking or standing around and just poking point. They're not really standing on point, whereas I'm always standing on point. And even though I'm always standing on point or standing on the payload or whatever, I still only had 6 deaths because I know like, okay, this is when I can stand on point, this is when I can't stand on point. My tanks are pushing them really hard, so they're focusing the tanks, that means I can stand on the point. Or my tanks aren't pushing them very hard, my tanks are chasing kills, like my Fernando's chasing a Shaolin and my Ruckus is chasing a Snake, then that probably means I'm going to have an Eevee or a Buck or a Makoa trying to fight me. AK, I probably shouldn't be on point, I need to start backing up a bit, like we need to calm down a bit, reset. I tell my tanks, you guys need to come back, you guys are getting low. And that's like, it's generally like, that's where you need to find the balance. That's where you need to go, okay, now I can get on point, now I can get off point, now we need to fully reset and back up to our spawn or whatever, or now we need to push them really hard and I'll ult and you guys all go in. You just need to find a balance there, that's all it is.